Welcome to the United States of America, a land known for boundless opportunities, freedom of religion, and rich diversity. In this melting pot of cultures and beliefs, the Indian American community has thrived, enriching the landscape of America with timeless Hindu traditions, universal values, and a spirit of unity. Over the past 150 years, mandirs have risen as beacons of spiritual strength and cultural preservation, nurturing Hindu values and traditions in America. One such beacon is the BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham in Robbinsville, New Jersey. Envisioned by His Holiness Pramukh Swami Maharaj and fulfilled under the leadership of His Holiness Mahant Swami Maharaj. Akshardham stands as an enduring symbol of love and unity, preserving age-old traditions while sharing universal messages of peace, hope, and harmony for all generations to come. Join us as we embark on a journey of discovery of the BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham, exploring the depth of its spirituality, the beauty of its architecture, and the universality of its messages.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamin Brumbutt.
And I'm Raki Patel.
From the landmark BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham in Robbinsville, New Jersey.
To your homes from all around the world.
Welcome to today's Spotlight. The BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham in America isn't just a landmark, it's a sacred space of worship.
And that, it's a beacon of Hindu architecture, culture, unity, and selfless service presenting India's rich heritage to contemporary America.
Here in Robbinsville, New Jersey at Akshardham, every stone, every carving, every prayer was and continues to be inspired by the visionary guidance of BAPS leaders, His Holiness Pramukh Swami Maharaj and His Holiness Mahant Swami Maharaj.
And let's not forget the heart and soul of this landmark, the dedication of over 12,500 volunteers from around the world.
Our spotlight today shines directly to you from the heart of the Swaminarayan Akshardham campus, a campus that spans over 185 acres here in Robbinsville, New Jersey.
Behind every stone here in Akshardham, there's an inspiring story of dedication, sacrifice, and love. And today, we want to bring those stories to your homes.
Let's begin today's spotlight by diving into our Voice of Volunteers segment, where we shine a light on volunteers that help turn Akshardham and the Mahamandir from concept to reality.
I think when I think of site volunteering, I think it's a lifestyle. This is what I want to do every day. There hasn't been a single day where I woke up and thinking, I don't feel like going on site today. It's just part of me, right? Just going there out every morning, meeting all my friends, all the santos, sadhak, parsers. It's that family that you built. Like I said, it just became a part of me. My name is Jimmy, and I'm a site volunteer. In the beginning, I still remember it was very hard. I was very nervous. I didn't know what to say, but eventually I was able to, gain that confidence in doing so, and scary too at the same time. Especially, like I said, signaling. And the only reason why I still remember that day very vividly, it was my first day, and basically there was a pallet that needed to be moved out, and the pallet was placed at an angle where right on top, you had the Chajju coming out. On this side, you had the Samran, and then this side, you had Sikhar, and on the back, you had the dome. So now, how do you take it out? And then the second thing that I learned, and that I try to apply it at my work as well, is the attention to detail, especially when it comes to stone placing, right? Everything needs to be perfect, because even though a Xamarin, for example, right now that we're doing, it's 9 or 10 layers only, but each layer matters, and each layer, the Nuxi, the corner, has to be aligned properly. Because even if you're off just by 1/8 of an inch, then by the time you get up, it's going to look really off, and you'll be able to see that from downstairs. Same thing with the Curtis that we put here. There are a lot of Curtis on even this small Xamarin, so each of the Curtis needs to be aligned properly, not just from the center. You have to look at from all different angles. So just while doing this Seva, like the attention to detail is something that I gained and developed over time. So when I go back to work and being in the industry where I have to design every day, now I try to, even when I work, like I said, that I try to focus on the small details that, look, if I put this font here, then how is it going to look when I put it on, for example, on the web page or on any of the platforms. So things like that, right? The font size, the font colors, so all those small details that I never really thought before. Now I try to, focus more on that as well. Gather up in the trailer and just, take out some board games, play, just hang around with the friends. And even like when the weather was nice at night, we just used to go take a walk around the site and just hang out. And loads of memories here, right, that we built. And some of my favorite ones are, one was when we placed the last stone on the Q3 Xamarin, because we were there since, layer 0, and just seeing it go up and it coming out was pretty, it was a good feeling to have. You pretty much do everything together. You go to Aarti together, you eat breakfast together, you go to Seva together, you go have lunch together, dinner together, go on snack pick together, go hang out together, go do your laundry together. There are going to be kids, the next generations who would, born and grow up here, they won't really get that much exposure into what our Indian culture has to offer to us. And having this kind of, monument, this kind of Mahamandir in America, that says a lot, that speaks a lot, because it's not just an ordinary temple, it's actually like proper Hindu style architecture as well, right? That's described in our Shastras. So they will be able to come here and explore. But yeah, I think just being here is something I'm going to miss, because there is no place like home, and this is home.
Did you know that you can hear many other inspirational volunteer stories on the BAPS social media channels, including the official BAPS Akshardham USA channels?
Absolutely, Rocky. Whether it's Instagram, X, Facebook, YouTube, Medium, or LinkedIn, dive deeper, engage, and share your own Akshardham moments.
While the dedication of these volunteers forms the foundation of Akshardham, the events and programs breathe life into it. Speaking of which, there was an inaugural event today that captured our hearts.
You must be talking about the Celebrating Indian Culture program, an event that highlighted the contributions of Indian Americans to their nation and the faith and culture that inspires them to serve their communities.
Far from the shores of India, the flame of its rich, ancient culture burns brightly. Standing tall through the test of time, this is the story of a community that has preserved its roots. It's Sanskriti. Sanskriti, or the essence of culture, embodies our traditions, values, and way of life. It is passed down generation to generation, connecting us to our roots, no matter where we are in the world. The heart of Akshardham resonates with the very embodiment of Indian culture and heritage. Dedicated to Bhagwan Swaminarayan, this mandir serves as a beacon to his enduring legacy. Centuries ago, Bhagwan Swaminarayan inspired a cultural renaissance, breathing new life into our connection with this beautiful heritage. He promoted education, traditional art and architecture, languages, and festivals. He inspired the building of mandirs, and the creation of scriptures to revive spiritual values, ancient philosophies, and faith, a true torchbearer of Indian culture. Today, Indian Americans dispersed across the United States are embracing their cultural heritage while assimilating seamlessly into the vibrant tapestry of America. Through mandirs and local communities, they have found a means to nurture those noble values and traditions in their homes. Families share meals, share values, share experiences that connect them across generations. For it is this very bond that unifies us, a bond cherished in moments of joy and relied upon for support during times of hardship. The moral values of Indian culture, rooted in empathy, honesty, perseverance, and humility, continues to be the guiding light and foundation for professional success and prosperity for Indian Americans. In the very essence of this culture lies the mantra, Seva Paramo Dharma. Service to humanity is the highest duty. Acts of charity, seva, and caring for others are ingrained values, fostering compassion and a sense of responsibility. Ignited by the core values of Indian culture, the radiance of this vibrant community's cultural flame burns brightly, paying homage to their history, embracing the present, and shaping a future firmly anchored in faith, harmony, and collective prosperity.
भारत की इस पुण्य भूमि पर श्यामला देव भूमि पर अक्षरधाम सनातनम वंदे भारत मातरम वंदे.
Akshardham here is a absolutely gorgeous place. It's inspiring, and I know all of you have been inspired by it. The intricate details, the thousands of years of Hinduism that are permanently engraved in the stone. It is awesome. Being a part of the Asian Indian American community is something that I find and I take very seriously, very important. Hinduism and Indian Americans contribute to our society and to America every day.
તો માણસોનો આપણે જો વિચાર કરીએ તો એના ત્રણ મુખ્ય વિભાગ છે, શરીર છે, મન છે અને આત્મા છે. તો શરીરે કરીને માણસ સુખી થાય એના માટે શ્રીજી મહારાજે ઘણી બધી વાતો આપી. મન છે એકદમ સ્વસ્થ રહે એના માટે પણ શ્રીજી મહારાજે ઘણી બધી વાતો આપી. અને આત્મા એની આત્યંતિક મુક્તિ થાય, આત્યંતિક કલ્યાણ થાય એવી અદ્ભુત વાતો એ શ્રીજી મહારાજ છે, શ્રીજી મહારાજે આપેલી છે. શુદ્ધ પવિત્ર જીવન જીવે એમના જીવનની અંદર ભગવાન સ્વામિનારાયણે પંચવર્તમાન આપ્યા. દારૂ ન પીવો, માંસાહાર ન કરો, ચોરી ન કરવી, વ્યભિચાર ન કરો, આહાર વિહાર શુદ્ધ રાખવા. શ્રીજી મહારાજના યોગની અંદર આવ્યા આહાર વિહારની શુદ્ધિ, તો એ ઘણા બધા લોકો વ્યસનથી ભરડાયેલા હતા. અને સ્વામિનારાયણ ભગવાનના યોગમાં આવ્યા એ બધાથી સ્વામિનારાયણ ભગવાને એમને મુક્તિ અપાવડાવી.
In central Gujarat, in the feudal times, there used to be a place called the Kingdom of Baroda. And the king of Baroda, annually, he would hold an assembly where he would invite different academics and philosophers from around the world to present on a variety of different topics. One year, he invited a German philosopher to speak on the topic of character. That day, almost 2 centuries ago, when the master of ceremonies introduced the speaker to the audience, he did something unique. After introducing the speaker to the audience, he took an opportunity and he said, "Today I want to introduce this audience to the speaker." At that time, he said a story from the Ramayana. The MC explained at that time that this is the type of character that Lakshmanji had. This was his austere character. This was his level of piety, that he never had an ill thought towards a woman that he was with, despite being with her for decades. Then the MC said to the speaker, "This is the audience that is before you. The audience before you grows up hearing this story. These are our roots. These are the stories that keep us grounded. And now you can begin your speech." He got to the podium and he said at that time that I'm supposed to speak to all of you on character, but what you have in your culture is more than anything I can provide you. I have nothing more to say. Today I want to tell you that everyone in front of you, the thousands of people here, grow up based on these stories. This is our history. This is our legacy. And these are our ideals. With this approach, every Indian here builds an inward-out lifestyle. The former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, once told our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj that every person needs to work inward out. And at that time, he directed 3 levels. He said, Punya Vyakti, Punya Parivar, and Punya Nagrik. Meaning first, a person should be good individually. Then on that foundation, that good individual should build a strong family. And then with that strong family as his foundation, every person should contribute to a better society. This Maha Mandir is proof that with hard work and prayers, everyone can have success. The people who volunteered here, none of them were construction professionals. Many of them were small business owners. Many of them were blue-collar workers. Some of them had professional jobs. But now let's fast forward 50 years into the future. In 50 years, there's going to be a retired software engineer coming onto this campus with his granddaughter in his hand. And he's going to point to the spire. And he's going to tell his granddaughter that I built this. That's what Mahant Swami Maharaj did. Akshardham is a landmark in itself, but in building one landmark, he sculpted 12,000 other landmarks. Walking, talking, breathing Akshardhams, moving all across this country. And now all of these volunteers go back into society. They'll go back to their universities, they'll go back to their jobs. And what they learned here, they're going to take back with them. Everyone here has now fully experienced, not just in theory, but experienced. With this thought that we are stronger together than we are separate, every Indian does their best to provide service to everyone that they come into contact with. Our God, Bhagwan Swaminarayan, explains that every devotee should not seek liberation or seek heaven. Liberation and heaven are to be attained here on earth. And in defining liberation, in defining heaven, Bhagwan Swaminarayan writes, Seva Muktischa Gamyatam. Service to others is liberation. That is our definition of what we pray for, what we want. A few years ago, when FEMA requested the BAPS organization to provide volunteers to spread COVID-19 awareness, over 70 youths flew to Las Vegas of their own accord from all across America. They spent weeks there serving. They spread information. And through their efforts, they were able to provide over 190,000 units of PPE, 90,000 hot meals, and collect over $200,000 in donations to provide to other charitable causes. About 2 weeks ago, here on the Akshardham campus, in front of the large statue of Nilkamarni Maharaj, we honored over 100 veterans and active duty military officials. Many of those military officials and many of those veterans are BAPS devotees.
I'd like to request Senator Anthony to come up. Senator Anthony made history as Ohio's first Indian American state senator.
It's an honor for me to be here to congratulate Mahant Swami Maharaj, all of the Swamis, and to all of BAPS on the opening of Akshardham here in Robbinsville, New Jersey. And as I think about what Akshardham is, what BAPS stands for, what Pramukh Swami Maharaj, what Mahant Swami Maharaj stand for, to me, the message of Swaminarayan Bhagwan, the message of BAPS is that Sanjivani for society.
We're also joined today by Rob Woodall. Mr. Woodall is an accomplished attorney, and prior to his time in Congress, where he currently serves for Georgia's 7th Congressional District, he served as the Chief of Staff to former Congressman John Linder.
Can I see the hands of the folks who were able to perform seva here, just so I can know who touched some of the things that I saw today? I'm not trying to get you to be prideful. I just am interested to see. I come from Atlanta, Georgia, where our mandir is servicing tens of thousands of people who perform seva in our community every single day. Every day. I don't know how long it's going to take to share those values with every family in America, but I know this. It's going to be a whole lot faster because of BAPS. Congratulations to all of you for your effort and your success here.
अक्षरधाम सनातन
I'm Chirag Patel. I'm an emergency physician, turned healthcare entrepreneur, and now I direct strategic initiatives at a national healthcare company called Carbon Health. But I'm also a volunteer at BAPS, and I'm a proud father to a 19-year-old son and a 16-year-old daughter.
Hello and Jai Swaminarayan. My name is Mohak Shroff. I am the Senior Vice President and Head of Engineering at LinkedIn, and I'm also a member of the Board of Directors at eBay. I'm also the father of 2 wonderful little girls, 8 and 10, and I'm someone who believes very strongly in the power of my Indian and Hindu identity. Growing up in a very small apartment, 1-bedroom apartment in Mumbai, my parents lived with a number of their siblings, as many as 8 to 10. And they put them through school. They helped them succeed in life. They made this investment in them. And what I saw from them was a sense of joy, a sense of fulfillment that came from investing in the progress of their family. Years later, I learned about Pramukh Swami Maharaj's life words, these extraordinary words that he carried, the idea that in the joy of others lies our own. And what I realized is that the secret to success and happiness in life was doing precisely that. As I interact with my family, I try to bring the aspect of investing in their joy. When I examine kind of what the secret ingredient of becoming a truly successful person is, a successful person, a successful entrepreneur, a successful professional, and frankly, a successful citizen. Isn't the core ideal of citizenship the idea of investing in the joy of others, in the progress of others?
And truly, family values are foundational to our culture, Indian culture. And looking at my life, I too can call on family as a secret for my success. I would hear stories that informed me of how I should think, how I should act, what my values should be. From Ram Bhagwan's life, from the Ramayana, I learned a sense of duty, dharma. Listening to stories of Arjun from the Mahabharata, I learned the value of hard work. With hard work, anything is possible. When it came time to grinding through college to get into medical school, grinding through medical school to get into a good residency, grinding through residency to get a good career option, a good placement, and then eventually as an entrepreneur, hard work came easy. It was just me, and that is due to the values my family gave me.
Now, to your point, the path to success is never easy. It takes a lot of hard work. But for me, it also took something else that I got from our culture. The idea of purpose. It takes a sense of purpose to conquer that. And as we sit here, I want to mirror the purpose with the experience that we all have in the shadow of this incredible mandir, this incredible Maha Mandir of Akshardham. Akshardham stands as a testament to the devotion, the love of thousands of volunteers. And similarly for me, when I think about my career trajectory, when I think about my success, for me personally, it stands as a representation of my love for Bhagwan. I see success not as something that conflicts with my values. I tie it to my sense of purpose, my duty, the idea that success is a form of bhakti, of devotion to God, to Bhagwan. It is a form of service. And that aspect of really thinking about every hard time, every difficult decision as an aspect of service and devotion to God has been what's driven me to the place I am today.
My professional growth is due to my sense of duty. And in childhood, I remember the story of Bhishma, Bhishma's oath, that unflinching, unwavering purpose in life to a commitment. Pramukh Swami Maharaj similarly had stated an oath in form of a prarthana, a prayer to his guru when he became the president of BAPS. And he committed to that goal till his last breath, caring for his devotees, his followers. Awesome responsibility, this amazing opportunity to share with our children what we are and who we are.
You know, what's really interesting, Chirag, is your parents sent you to India to become Indian. I didn't grow up in India, but I grew up kind of a stone's throw from it in the Middle East. Our children are gaining these values here in the United States. And what's really special about these values is how well they integrate. These children, they're American, but they're also Indian, and they're unequivocally Hindu. And it's so special, the gift that we all now have with something like Swaminarayan Akshardham. We have the opportunity to experience firsthand the power, the magic of Indian cultural values in personified form.
I'd like to request Harsha Agadi to come up and speak a few words with us. Mr. Harsha Agadi is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Crawford & Company, the world's largest independent claims management company. We're also pleased that his wife, Mrs. Geeta Agadi, is here as well.
Our very existence in life, ladies and gentlemen, is to do seva to others. Having come here today with my wife, who challenges me to do seva constantly, having come here and spent the time here, I am so moved that my wife and I would like to dedicate 100 engineering seats to BAPS devotees, relatives in India, of free tuition, no fees for 4 years. Giving education is the ultimate donation because you can never take it away from a human being.
We're also joined today with Representative Glenn Grothman, who proudly represents Wisconsin's 6th Congressional District.
I'd like to thank you again for allowing me to be here today and see this wonderful building, and thank you for allowing me to get to know so many more of the adherents of your faith. Thank you very much.
अक्षरधाम में अभिनव दर्शन भारतवर्ष विशाल का दुर्लभम भारते जन्म अक्षरम धाम दर्शनम संस्कृति विश्वधारा च विद्यते यत्र शाश्वती अक्षरधाम में अभिनव दर्शन भारतवर्ष विशाल का आर्यों की संस्कृति यहाँ जीवित मुखरित मौन त्रिकाल का युग युग का इतिहास सहेजे युग युग का इतिहास सहेजे सच्चित आनंददायकम वंदे भारत मातरम वंदे भारत मातरम अक्षरधाम सनातनम अक्षरधाम सनातनम भक्ति ज्ञान और नीति अहिंसा लिए शांति संदेश प्रकट हुए श्री स्वामी नारायण जागृत करने देश संग हो गमन संगच्छध्वं एक हो वचन
Hindu culture teaches us to live with values. જીવનમાં કંઈક હાથમાં આવે અને તમને સંતોષ થાય, જીવ્યાનું સંતોષ થાય, એ રીતે જીવવાનું. સંસ્કૃતિ આપણને ઘણા બધા મૂલ્યો શીખવે છે. એકબીજાની સેવા કરી, એકબીજાની સેવા કરી તો પ્રોબ્લેમ જ ન રહે. નો પ્રોબ્લેમ. Our culture teaches us to see God in all. શીખવે છે કે બધામાં ભગવાન જોવા. આપણી સંસ્કૃતિ આપણને દ્રઢ શ્રદ્ધા સાથે ભક્તિ કરવા શીખવે છે. બધાનું સારું થાય, આ તો આપણી ફરજ છે. બધાનું સારું થાય, બધાનું ભલું થાય એવું કરવાનું અને વિચાર શીખવે છે. એવું કરવાનું અને વિચારવાનું શીખવે છે. બધાનું ભલું થાય, બધાનું સારું થાય, બધા આગળ ને આગળ વધ્યા જ કરે. Our culture inspires to maintain family values. Very important. ફેમિલી આગળ ડગર હોય તો પછી આગળ શું કરે? માતા પિતાની સેવા જીવન પર્યંત કરે. અહીં તો બધું અઘરું છે, પણ થઈ શકે. પત્ર દ્વારા, ફોન દ્વારા આપણે ખબર અંતર રાખી શકીએ. ઘરમાં ગયા, પરિવારમાં સંપર્ક રાખો. યુનિટી, યુનાઇટેડ યુનિટી ઘરમાં હોવી જોઈએ. સાથે સાથે આ તો બધું ઠીક છે, પણ સાથે સાથે આપણા पर्सनली आप साथ नम्रता, संवादिता, सुहृदभाव, प्रामाणिकता वगैरह अनेक मूल्यों આપણી ભારતીય સંસ્કૃતિ આપણને શીખે છે. આ બધા સાંસ્કૃતિક મૂલ્યોનું જતન થાય અને પ્રવર્તન થાય તે માટે પ્રમુખ સ્વામી મહારાજે અહીં નોર્થ અમેરિકામાં અક્ષરધામ પ્રમુખ સ્વામી આ અક્ષરધામ અહીંયા આમ તો શો પીસ એવું નથી બધા એમાંથી શીખવાનું અને આપણા પેઢીગત બધાને શીખવાડવાનું છે. માલદાર હો તો તમે બીજાને આપી શકો, પણ તમે કંકાલ હો તો બીજાને શું આપવાને. એટલે આપણે તમે બધાએ અંતે ભગવાન ચરણમાં પ્રાર્થના કરીએ કે આ બધા મૂલ્યો આપણા જીવનમાં તરતા
सुखदं शुभदं वरदं यशदं वन्दे भारतमातरम् अक्षरधाम सनातनं वन्दे
અક્ષરધામ.
That was truly an inspiring program. One of my favorites thus far.
So, Rocky, let me ask you a question. Speaking of favorites, what is your favorite part on campus here?
That's a tough question, but I think I'd have to say Nilkund Plaza. My family and I love going there just to take in the sights and sounds. What about you, Jamin?
That's an easy one for me. The Brahma Kund. Something about the sound, the water, the backdrop of the Akshardham Mahamandir just captures my eyes and makes me wander for hours.
Well then, let's highlight your favorite place in our next segment, Jamin. Let's take a deep dive. Well, not literally a deep dive, but a look into the step pond or kund here on the Akshardham campus.
Welcome to BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham, a landmark of Hindu architecture and culture. Visitors at Akshardham are often first drawn to the Brahma Kund. This stepped pond, or kund in Sanskrit, is more than just an architectural marvel. It's a bridge, a link, an integration of two diverse cultures, India and America. The water that flows in this kund has been meticulously collected from hundreds of rivers and water bodies in the United States, Canada, and India. In its shimmering reflection, you witness a sense of unity, a tapestry woven together by countless hands and hearts from around the world. Water is life, and all civilizations have flourished besides the life-giving bodies of water that provided sustenance. In Hindu philosophy, water is considered the most cleansing element, purifying not only the body, but also the soul. For this very reason, water elements, like the Brahma Kund, are traditionally considered a sacred place. Present on each side of the kund are four murtis, sacred images, representing the four holy rivers of India: Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, and Saryu. These rivers are not merely elements of nature, but revered as divine and worshipped for their life-sustaining powers. The presence of these four murtis within the Brahma Kund is also a tribute to the invaluable contributions of women in society, the Hindu faith, and Indian traditions. As your eyes absorb the serenity of Brahma Kund, they are naturally drawn to the gardens surrounding the plaza. Each flower, each tree, stands as a testament to the tireless efforts of countless volunteers who have worked with a singular vision: to create an atmosphere of peace and welcome for all visitors. As we conclude our journey through the waters of Brahma Kund, we do so with a sense of peace and profound reverence, and an appreciation for life, culture, and shared human values. Reflecting on our time at the Brahmakund within the BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham campus, we encourage you to embrace the tranquility you feel and cherish the inspiration it imparts to everyone who visits.
Brahmakund, Milken Plaza, the Mahamandir. There's so much to explore here on the campus here at Akshardham. As we approach the end of today's journey, we have one more special segment for you. In Voice of Attendees, we'll capture the genuine reactions and experiences of those who have been part of this grand festival, the devotees, the visitors, the well-wishers themselves.
Their experiences, their emotions, their stories. Let's tune in and feel the pulse of the Akshardham Mahotsav and the Festival of Inspirations through their words.
This is heaven on earth. It's unimaginable work. Every time I come here, I rediscover this place. You could be here for days, weeks, months, probably years, and you may not still be able to see it all. And everything that we see here is a stamp of India. When you come here, you see the atmosphere is very serene. This tells you about what India stands for. India's culture, India's art, India's spiritualism. It's not Indian. It is human. And it doesn't belong to any one particular group, any particular region. It belongs to all of us. It belongs to humanity. And when we go away from here, when we walk out of here, we carry the message of Swamiji in the joy of others, because he gave us the joy, this temple gives us the joy, this institution gives us the joy, and we'll carry it forward and share with everybody that at least I intend to meet, I plan to meet, and I will meet.
Oh, I mean, the power of volunteerism strikes you so much as soon as you walk through the doors here. To know and to meet so many people who are not just volunteering like I do in the evening after my day job, but who leave their day job and immerse themselves in the volunteerism for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year or more years. That creates this feeling of family that it just becomes an extension of being with your wife and your children. You feel just as comfortable when you're with volunteers who've also given up so much. I think that significance cannot be overstated. I was born in the US, so I'm 53 years old now. So for 53 years, I've seen the development of the touchstones of our culture as they've grown. When I was growing up, there was no mandir, and now we have landmark structures. Like when you come to Akshardham, I know that I can send any of my surgical colleagues, a congressman in our region, a leader, and say, hey, you want to know what Hinduism is? You ask me about my culture, my tradition, and I always, had my lines. But hey, why don't you go see, a dham? This is a place, this is a pilgrimage spot. And now you'll really get an immersion in who we are and get an understanding of who we are. To have that, what an asset that I didn't have growing up, but my children will now have, and generations to come will have.
Well, every time I come to the campus, there's something new. And I would say that we're probably here every couple months. So maybe for those who are working here day in and day out as volunteers, that change is not as obvious. But for those of us who come, in monthly increments, it's amazing to know that, oh, there's a new building right there, or, oh, there's more, marble sculptures on the face of the temple. And what's, I think, the most amazing thing about all of that is the volunteer force that's making that all happen. The reason an institution like BAPS is so important is that, generally speaking, India and Hinduism are taught through colonial narratives that show our culture as primitive or sometimes backwards or kind of frozen in time. What an institution or a mandir does is that it breathes life into who we are as a people, the legacy that we have that's thousands of years old, and to see how values such as, divine oneness or selfless service look like on a day-to-day basis and kind of that person-to-person level.
This is the phenomenon of architecture meeting art, meeting culture, meeting music, meeting heritage. I am incredibly thankful, grateful to everyone who volunteered to make this happen. The positivity that this place creates, the love that it generates, the art that it presents in the way it's built, every corner, every nook. So everyone can come here and get inspiration of what they're looking for.
Beyond these events and highlights, a lot of other memorable moments have happened on campus over the last 3 months.
Let's take a few minutes and journey through some of these unforgettable moments.
It was honestly overwhelming and brought so much tears of joy.
Going inside Akshardham for the first time today was a completely different experience. As I walked into Akshardham, there were no words to describe how it felt.
Every corner of this Mahamandir has a story to tell.
I'm here for the first time experiencing India right in front of me.
You get goosebumps, and this is just an experience unlike any other.
And see this monument being done was the most amazing feeling.
And I'm truly, truly blessed to be here and part of Akshardham.
Jai Swaminarayan. My name is Deepa Sachdev Machino. I'm here visiting from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It was honestly overwhelming and brought so much tears of joy to see such a labor of love finally come to fruition, all through the devotion of countless number of sevaks, haribhaktos. So it was just an amazing feeling, overwhelming amount of joy that came from seeing this labor of love finally come together. For me, the importance of bringing my children here is to show them what it means to be in service of others, to serve about the community, to belong to a community, to be humble, to be selfless, to do seva for others. That's what I want to instill in my kids, and that's why I feel coming here and showing them what has been inspired by our gurus is the imprint that I want to leave in my children moving forward.
Jai Swaminarayan, my name is Mansi Joshi and I'm from Robbinsville. So lucky to be able to be so close to Robbinsville and actually be able to come here as often as I will be able to come here. Going inside for the first time today, I was overwhelmed with a feeling of peace and divinity. We were sat in the middle khand, and so I could look straight into Maharaj's eyes and all I could see was Tej.
Jai Swaminarayan. I'm Manali Patel from Ahmedabad, India. I'm here for the first time experiencing India right in front of me in New Jersey. So one doesn't have to go a long way to go to India to experience it. And when I sat in the Puja Darshan and Vidhi today, it feels divine. The power of Almighty is felt here, and I'm truly, truly blessed to be here and part of Akshardham Mahotsav.
Hi, I'm Ruchi Kakadia from Chicago, Illinois. As I walked into Akshardham, there were no words to describe how it felt. It's a very powerful emotion. When you walk in there, it's like all your wishes are being fulfilled. You get goosebumps, and this is just an experience unlike any other. I think all the volunteers that came to help build this Mahamandir is you have to have humility in order to do this, right? We have doctors who are cleaning, engineers, lawyers, people who in their fields are really well-renowned, and yet they are doing sevas to build this where you would never expect them to. And so coming together and having understanding that samjan that we are here for a bigger purpose and trying to build this Mahamandir for everyone to experience.
Jai Swaminarayan, my name is Bhaskar Pandya. I am from Hartford, Connecticut. Today, to be able to go inside and see this monument being done was the most amazing feeling, and I felt very content. One of the things that intrigued me about the Akshardham is that every corner of this Mahamandir has details, has stories to tell. When I went inside the Akshardham, I realized that every stone represents and actually depicts the art and culture of India. And the stones actually, literally, you feel that they're speaking to you.
Rocky, as we wrap up today, I'm reminded of how every moment at Akshardham is an inspiring story waiting to be told.
So true, Jamin. And with every episode, we get to share a bit more of that inspiration. It's not just about the location. It's about the volunteers, the attendees, the spirit, the culture, the architecture, the memories.
Ah, yes, the memories. Great ones from today and more to come tomorrow. From Akshardham to your home, join us again next time as we continue to explore and celebrate the Festival of Inspirations and Akshardham Mahotsav. Namaste and Jai Swaminarayan.